my name is Emily Bikowitz. This is my virtual debate video for Dr. Charles Ripley for my National Security Intelligence class. And this is going to be about whether or not NATO should be militarily involved in Ukraine. And my stance is no. And it's also the stance of NATO as of right now. NATO does not plan on really intervening in that kind of a sense with physical boots on the ground, more so like, support that don't require actual militaries, but other ways that they are supporting them with, technology, any other funding. So a little bit of backstory about NATO. NATO was created after World War II to assist and basically form an alliance between some of the European countries that did suffer after World War II with some of the North American allies. So some of the requirements to be a part of NATO require you to be a democratic state, for you to have stability within your country, and for there to be peace. So in regards to Ukraine, NATO has expressed they're not going to intervene because of the fact that Ukraine is not a member or ally of NATO. So Ukraine has expressed interest in joining NATO in the past. However, every time that the government even throws that idea out into the wind, there have been civilian strife where, the society is just not jiving with that. They don't want it. Protests, and Russia and Putin have even, voiced that there are issues within Ukraine when that opinion is voiced. And for that reason, NATO has not allowed them to become a member. But they still are in support of Ukraine's movement and, their position in the circumstances that they're in. For me, I believe that NATO will not further include themselves in that military aspect because, standing from the U.S. side, our president Joe Biden is looking at a second term to run, and having a war in Ukraine and sending our troops over there doesn't seem to be the popular opinion of our nation. When you look back at wars regarding to Afghanistan, Vietnam, it was a very unpopular opinion amongst people because it was a war that we didn't really think was ours to fight. And and with our economy in the state that it's in and what we're about to be facing, I don't believe that a lot of voters would support that movement either. We are big supporters of human rights and, allowing people to have that democratic right in their nation. However, when it comes to sending troops and, when people start to see how much that's going to cost, that's when people start to dial back and say, well, what is exactly going on over there? And as we know, certain regions in Ukraine, such as the Donbass region and other regions in Ukraine that are either pro-Soviet or used to be Russian Soviet territory, there are plenty of areas in which they do have support for Russia. So these are just some of the reasons as to why I believe NATO is not going to get involved, because of the amount of, just the different levels and layers that are going into this conflict. You have to peel a lot back and really dive deep and see, where these issues are. How long has this been going on for? And once we get a better understanding of that, we can see and reevaluate, what is necessary of us. So that's where I'm going to end here. Thank you guys so much. And I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.